So the one girl goes to ask girl B, like, yo, you think I should post this video of myself lifting? And she's like, let me see it. She's lifting. And the next thing she's pissing down her leg.
Okay. No. I remember that. It's a fraternity, and they would you have to get trained up so you don't kill somebody. But there's a little financial incentive, and they just protect the business, right? I can do the stuff that you want to do that you wouldn't do in real life. Like, I don't know, throw that thing to the window if that guy pisses you off or something, But other than that, it's me.
So this is your opportunity to like role play.
WWE just ran a show on Netflix, a live, big, huge contract, like the Jake Paul stuff. There's just like so much money in wrestling right now. It's ridiculous. If I can get you to believe in something, I've almost got you. Now, if I can get you to feel sympathy for that thing that you now believe in, I really almost got you.
But if you always gave it to them, they would have no interest in watching.
Right.
Which, by the way, anyone setting, that's what we call a variable ratio schedule. If every single time there was reinforcement of like, that guy won, like you're never going to watch, right? And you had told me the other day, you had said something about like, and I was like, what?
I don't. I never have. But there's rumors. Some guys do it the hard way. My fights are all legit, in case you were
all legit.
wondering. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
It's Behavior Bitches.
Hey, guys. It's Liat. Welcome back to Behavior Bitches. Today, I have a review of the day that I'm going to play. I mean, not play. I'm going to read. And that's your cue to go leave 5-star reviews. I live for them, so go to the Apple Podcast app, leave a 5-star review. And if you do, I might read it out loud. And it might keep me doing this podcast. I'm just saying. All right, this one is from Haley Lee Joe 1. And it's titled Love You with like a cute little like loving emoji. You guys honestly have helped me obtain and grasp the ABA concepts and terms. I'm studying for my RBT exam and I laugh and remember all the ways ABA is applied. Love you guys. Mean it. Love you and mean it, Haley. Thank you so much for leaving a review. Love it. And I'm so happy that we're helping you for the RBT exam. Amazing. Good. Hopefully you can listen to this podcast today. There's going to be a lot of behavioral terms. Our guest doesn't know. I could see you just freaked out a little. Like I'm just going to be doing that. So don't worry. That's all me. All right. So let me do a little introduction about our guest today. Our guest is someone that I get to spend twice a week with when I show. I'm working on it. I do show up, just not the same time every time. His name is Damo McCullough. Okay. He's a family guy, a country guy. I ask him questions all the time, but to me, I think this is like the most country ever. And he's like, you're so dumb. Family guy, married, has 2 kids, a gym owner of North Dallas Strength, which when I work out, that's where I go. I'll tell you about this. This is like really hardcore people at this gym too. Let me tell you. We'll talk more about that in a second. He's a pro wrestler, which is a lot of the questions I have today. And when I was thinking about who to have on the podcast, I was like, I literally am essentially podcast interviewing him and people at this gym every time I'm in there. So welcome, Damo.
Thank you for having me.
You have a lot of interesting people at your gym.
That's true. That is fair.
Like I could do it just set up there.
I don't know if all powerlifting gyms are that eclectic, but it's kind of wild. Everybody's from a different vein and a different walk of life, but they all powerlift, right? And these are characters that might never cross in the wild. But
I mean, I have not been there very long. And by the way, I'm like the little like flower in there. Like these powerlifters are like no joke. So you guys have your own like culture, like
there's a
sniffing salts and.
Yeah, it can be scary from the outside, but it's strength training. It's straight ahead strength training, and it's good for you. People get kind of lost in the fun of it, but no matter if you want to be bigger, smaller, healthier, strength training is good for you. It's good for you. So
I actually walked in there one day. I walked in and I was like, I'm just feeling weak. Like I could like barely like lift something up in my closet. And so I walked in. Damo was there, super friendly guy. Nice country, southern hospitality.
Yes, ma'am.
You have over there. Yes, ma'am. Also, we'll talk about the buddy situation. I want to know what anyone else thinks of that. I walk in.
That's an ongoing.
Yeah, that's ongoing. So I walk in and I'm like, hey, like I'm just like feeling weak. Like, what do you guys do? I see everyone in there looks very intense. This is like machinery I've not seen. People in there, like you literally feel like there's like an earthquake. People like drop these weights that are like, what are they? Like 800 pounds?
We got 800-pound deadlifters. Yeah.
It's this whole and I'm like, "Look, I just wanna get strong." He's like, "All right, we can figure this out." So I go in twice a week. Damo's the best because if anyone knows me, like, I'm not really good with, like, times. So, like, it's so close to the office that it's just like a so he's flexible with me.
It's worked out for us.
It's worked out.
It's worked out.
Yeah. And so the goal is for me to get my butt looking nice and tight and my arms looking strong, right?
You're making good progress.
We're making good progress.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I love it. And he doesn't know what's gonna come. I come with a different friend every time,
Okay. I
right?
literally have no idea what we're doing. This is kind of fun. This is fun.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
fun. I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just I'm just
I
letting people know. People know a little okay, I'll tell you what happens on this
Okay.
podcast. I kinda like people they know a little bit about who I am, my personality. So it's like,
Sure.
oh, it makes sense that she doesn't really show up. This and that, you know?
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I'm about to get into asking about the wrestling and stuff.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds great.
Perfect. All right. So now, before we get into today's episode, I want to do a little bit of a fun segment. People get to know you. Okay. And this is going to
Cool.
be called This or That.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you something, and you're going to say, you're going to choose the answer. You'll figure out
All right.
pretty easily. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Steel cage match or ladder match? Do you know what
Steel
that
cage
is?
match. I know. Do you know what those are?
No.
I do. I've done both.
What's a ladder match?
So a ladder match it's a ladder that's involved in the wrestling match, and usually they've got a championship belt hanging in the center, and you got to climb up that ladder, and it's kind of the drama around it. It's like the guy stops you, slams you, who's going to get the belt and win the match.
Oh, okay.
It's a
So
fun match.
you like steel cage better?
It's classic. Ladders hurt.
Yeah. You're like, how old are
Wrestling
you?
around. I'm 40.
It hurts falling.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything hurts.
All right. Spandex or leather pants?
I my trunks are. I used to wear spandex. I wear like kind of like underwear style trunks. I actually changed to like a fake leather trunk. It sounds weird. It looks legit. It's not. Doesn't look weird.
Okay. We'll have to post pics of this.
Yeah,
All
I got
right.
pics. I got pictures.
Are you more a trash talker or silent intimidation?
Oof. I'm a good guy. I'm a moral guy.
I see you being a silenter.
I'm more quiet than I don't talk smack. But
You don't? Okay.
no.
All right. So
No.
are you more of a tag team glory or solo championship?
I started out in a tag team, and now I have no friends in wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm the champion everywhere, so that's
Okay.
where I go. So.
And I get to sit next to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well,
I get the
thank you.
champ next to me. What the hell?
I don't get to sit in places like this very often, so
It's
nice.
girly. This is not your usual. Like,
No, I dig it. I feel like I'm in like a hotel lobby in Soho or something.
do you?
Good. Yeah, it's cool.
All right. Well, actually, that's perfect. I just want to ask you, since you came into my office, and I know that you always are saying that I give a lot of commentary in the gym
Yes, sure.
because Damo, this gym is relatively new, the location, right?
Yeah, we've been around for almost 6 years now, but we've been in that location 3 months. I think I just paid my 4th month of rent. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and so there's always like new things happening in this space. Like he's done new murals, different things. And I come in every time I didn't realize I do this. And I come in with, what do I call like
You got suggestions?
suggestions?
Right. No, I need to move this. I need to move this logo. The logo needs to be big here. You really need to redo that. And all that's fine. And some of it's valid, right? But it's like I painted that for 15 hours.
You like fuck off, Leah. That's what it is.
Like, how about just a compliment, Leah?
No, I said I liked it when you put the animal hides up.
No, you're usually right. You're usually right, and I've actually integrated some of your more sensible stuff into my like the logo was right, so I put the big logo up.
You did
the logo up there in the back room.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Big logo.
Okay, because people. Okay, guys. In my defense, these power lifters. I'm not there yet, but like when I'm there, just like lifting, whatever.
You're lifting. It's good.
Like they all want their pictures. It's like very. It's also very like.
They film every set that they do.
Yeah, they film every.
And they post it on Instagram.
Wait, side note, what was that the other day? I'm sorry, I'm going off track.
Okay.
That girl who was in there, and she like gave them to the other girl and was like, "Do you think I should post this video of myself?"
Oh, I don't think I was aware of this.
Oh, this was like, us girls at the gym.
Yeah.
I'm part of the girly gang. Not really. They haven't really added me in. No, they haven't added me in, but
you're new. You'll get there.
So the one girl goes to ask girl B, like, "Yo, you think I should post this video of myself lifting?" And she's like, "Let me see it." She's lifting, and the next thing she's pissing down her leg.
Okay. No, 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 no. I remember that.
And
So
I'm like, so the one girl's like, "I mean, yeah, you did get a record there." I'm like "Look, I know I'm not in this girl gang yet, but, like, don't post that. Like, people are gonna think you're, like, squirting or something, and, like,
this
don't post that."
I know this is kind of wild, but people don't know this from the outside of powerlifting, but like at the very top of strength sports, I mean, I guess there's no language barrier here. I can just talk,
Yeah, no,
right?
this is called behavior bitches.
Okay,
Feel free to
okay,
talk
okay.
whatever the fuck you
Well,
want.
I guess some women listen to this podcast. Then I guess so. We're going way off track here, but people pee a little bit when they deadlift really, really, really heavy. Don't worry about it. You're not going to pee. You just go work out. That's just for people that are really well off into the sport, and but it could happen to anybody. I
No,
mean,
I'm not.
but yeah, girl
No, no, no,
powerlifters pee a little
I
bit
hear that.
sometimes, right? Like
No, no, don't get me wrong, like, I'm just saying, I was just like, "Wait, we post that kinda shit?"
in the community, it would not
It
be.
wouldn't be weird?
No, it wouldn't be that weird. It's pretty common.
Well, this is maybe why I'm not getting invited in the girl gang because my
Yeah,
advice is like, "No, don't do it."
they got to get comfortable with you before they start talking about pee. So
Oh, well, I was there for it, so okay. So anyways, that's what I wanna say, but did you have any feedback for this set or office since I give you so much feedback?
I mean, I'm really impressed with your place here. I like the vibe. It's You're a little bit more polished. You got a good staff here. You got a great looking, organized place, but it's just kind of I've been in small businesses before, and it's just a really cool rock and roll indie sort of. I would like to work here.
You would?
Are you hiring?
You wanna come train us girls?
I'd
We
train all
should
y'all.
do
Should all come join the
we
gym for
actually
sure. You should. I'll cut you a corporate rate for membership.
we should have, like, a team workout. Julia's, like, nodding downstairs like, "Uh-huh, uh-huh."
Julie is fun. You definitely need to come back. She was great.
Alright, so, I mean, yeah, I like everyone on the team to be in shape.
Yeah,
Okay, see, we can talk about this. This is all good
absolutely.
things. Okay, so he has no shit to talk. That's nice considering how much shit I've talked to him about different changes he's made. Thank you, Damo. You're very polite here today. I appreciate it.
I love it, but I'll tell a story.
Yeah.
One time she called me, and I'm kind of tall, and she's like, "Hey, will you come over here? I've got one thing I need you to get down. It's just kind of tall. We're just girls. I can't reach it." And I came over here, and like, I don't know if you have seen this space if you're listening to my voice right now, but there's probably 30-foot ceilings with like a spooky haunted library ladder that you have to wheel over. And I'm getting like, she's like, "I just need this Tupperware down." And I get this Tupperware down. And then she goes, "No, I need all 8 Tupperwares." And I said, "No problem. That's not a problem. I'm
Wait, you
happy
were
to."
judging in your head?
No, not yet. Not yet. This is all fine. I mean, this is typical. People need help. I'm not judging. And
I'm missing fingers. You
and
know this about
the
me?
only reason I tell this story is because when I was done, she goes, "Are you breathing hard?"
He was.
I wasn't. I'm in shape. I wasn't breathing. A little bit hard, not a lot
I
hard.
was like, that was hard for you. I'm judging. I'm like, I assume that if you I just wanted to know. I wanted to know. Trainers, they're just like us.
Well, so I'll give you insight. I mean, you work out, but like being in shape, it doesn't mean you don't get out of breath. You just get back into breath really fast. That's what I
Right.
notice.
Same. No, I get out of breath. I'm, like, out of breath from things all the time.
Well, yeah, but when you're in shape,
Yeah,
you
I'm on my
recover
way.
faster.
Okay, so now we are going to move into talking about wrestling,
Okay.
all right? We're gonna talk about wrestling. When you had told me, like, when I came in that day, I ask a lot of questions, obviously, so, like, I'm in the gym asking everyone questions, but the one thing you told me and I see, like, the posters all over, that you're a professional wrestler. And I remember, like, day 1 asking you, like, "Wait, that means you're, like, doing that, like, acting kind of wrestling?" And you're like, "Well, it's not that, but yeah, but no." Like, I don't know specifically. So I just wanna ask you, what is your wrestling persona, stage name?
Okay.
Tell me.
Yeah, it's my real name, and my name's Damon. My like street name is Damon McCullough. My wrestling name is Damo McCullough. My character's based off of myself. It's a course in wrestling. You turn everything way, 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 way up. I mean, I don't currently
Wait, you
live.
took a course in it?
No, I said of course.
Oh,
Like,
I was like,
sorry.
there's courses in
Well,
this?
well, it's. I mean, well, there are. I mean, there's seminars and courses and schools, and you have to go to wrestling school before they'll let you in the door. It's like it's a fraternity, and they would just you have to get trained up so you don't kill somebody. But there's a little financial incentive, and they just protect the business, right? They don't want to let you in. Um, but yeah, my real name is the same as my character name. My character isn't too different from myself. I just get a lot more liberty with my character than I have with myself in real life. I can be a little bit more over the top. I can do the stuff that you want to do that you wouldn't do in real life. Like, I don't know, throw that thing to the window if that guy pisses you off or something, you know. But other than that, it's me.
So this is
Turn
your
way
opportunity
up.
to like role play.
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely role play. It's strange when you're a character in this world for so long that's based on yourself. You kind of become like I'm my wrestler. I don't know where it begins and ends, and they like warn you about that, but I'm there. Like
Really?
I am the guy I play, and I don't know. I know that I'm not for real. I know that I'm not, but I don't know where one begins and one ends. And
That's
like I'm
crazy.
deep in it right now. I'm
Because
deep in it
you're doing it every weekend?
every weekend, and I mean it consumes a lot of time and energy. I had to do like Waco News Thursday, go wrestle Saturday. Um, I'll be in Levelland this weekend. We'll have to promote that show. We'll probably go to like a car dealership and promote that show.
So who's watching this? That's when you're telling me you're like, no, like people are into this. Like who's watching professional wrestling?
People are watching it. So I do all levels of professional, or not all levels, but I do all manners of independent wrestling shows. And some of these wrestling shows, not many people are watching. There might be like 150 people there, and nobody's really ever seeing it. And some of these wrestling shows that I do, I work for a company called Matt War Pro out of Fort Worth. That it's an independent wrestling company, but it's got this like vibe, and people watch it in Japan. You know, it's like it's got really well
Wow.
produced content, and it's just, and then it gets bigger from there. There's a market that people don't even know is there that's thriving. You know,
Because I remember at a time before there was like, I don't know if it was when there only used to be like maybe like 23 channels you're choosing from. Like, the
right,
news,
right.
MTV with TRL, and
But
then
wrestling was huge then.
like
Yeah.
wrestling. Like I remember like even I would watch like, that guy who was like, suck it.
But yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Like we'd
Yeah.
all do that to each
And
other.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, we all got in trouble for that.
Yeah, that
Man,
was
I tell you
and
what,
the guy who like always put his like dirty underwear on people. Do you know what I'm talking about?
not specifically, but I would if we. What are you talking about? Dirty underwear?
No,
Are you
there
talking
was
about
like
the sock?
no, no,
The
that I
sock?
also know.
Yeah.
No, the guy who like used to like he was like a sumo wrestler looking, and he'd like take his like sumo thing that was
Uh,
up his ass and like
oh, you're talking about Rikishi. He'll give
yes,
you a stink face, put his butt in your face. Yeah.
yeah. Wait, this like I still
They
remember.
don't really do that anymore. So they went through like this big PG
Everyone
era
got pink
too.
eye.
Yeah, everybody got pink eye. Everybody got-
Wait, they don't do that anymore?
The business slowed down, or the business it did slow down since then. It was peaking pop culture. It's doing bigger money now. WWE just ran a show on Netflix, a live, big, huge contract, like the Jake Paul stuff. There's just like so much money in wrestling right now. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so I want to know. So, what's it like balancing like wrestling with personal training? Like, because I'm assuming like also, I mean, just on what I've seen at the gym with people who are doing powerlifting, like it's a different body type or
It's a
like
totally
a
different.
build or like I
Oh,
don't know how you say
totally.
it.
I lost like 80 pounds when I became a professional wrestler. I won a national championship at powerlifting in 2021. I weighed 308 pounds. And today, as I sit here, don't tell the wrestlers, but I probably really weigh like 220. I tell
Wait,
them I weigh like 246.
really?
Yeah, that's what I get announced as.
Are you
But I
allowed to
probably,
do that? Isn't that like the thing?
what
What if they're
thing?
listening? A lot of wrestlers listen to this podcast. They're obsessive behavior
Yeah,
bitches.
that's what I, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm counting on no wrestlers listening to this podcast, but uh, I'm 220.
Okay. Well, if the
Breaking
wrestler,
news. You heard it here
yeah, the
first.
wrestlers who listen in, like, please just whatever, don't tell. All right. So, okay. So I'm a behavior analyst. You're not. However, you probably don't realize that, like, there's terms for the things that you're doing, but I'm assuming like, I know you've told me before, like, when you're there to entertain the audience, right?
Right.
You're there to entertain the audience, you're there to, like, get them excited, get them going. That's what a behavior analyst does. You manipulate the environment or whatever it is to get people
Like
going.
down to brass tacks. If we're talking like this, like how it relates to what you're doing. Okay, I see what we're doing now.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
You
So
had no
like
idea where I was going.
the bottom line is we have to make a success financially viable show. And so it's like we do that with emotions, and we do that with buy-in and connection. So it's like if I can get you to believe in something, I've almost got you. Now, if I can get you to feel sympathy for that thing that you now believe in, oh, I really almost got you. Right? Now, if I can give him a chance to come back, now I got you. So you'll come to that show and you'll spend your money if I do this right. If I make you believe, if I put your belief in peril, and I give your belief a chance to come out of that peril.
Okay, so for anyone listening who's not a behavioral I mean, who is studying for the BCBA exam, what he's talking about what we call it pairing. Meaning,
Okay.
like, I'm gonna build that rapport with you. I'm gonna make you like me. I'm gonna do things that you like. I'm gonna, like, like, you've created a connection, you've created emotion. Now it's like there's buy-in, right? Like, they wanna work with you, they wanna
Right.
come see the show, so you've got, like, the attention. I'm assuming you're doing some things in the environment, like, do they use music,
Sure.
potentially?
Sure.
Costumes?
I mean, you've
All of
seen a
it?
wrestling show, right? So like in my world, yes, we use all that to create this illusion of like how we can really get that buy-in. But the buy-in, okay, now I look legit. Now it's like you got to care about me. And I guess that's a personal connection. If you're like, I care about Damo or I like Damo.
Oh, because you're getting hurt?
Well, that's next.
Oh,
After
okay.
you like me, they're going to beat me up a little bit. And then you feel sorry, or maybe you're mad, but you feel something, right? If you genuinely like me, you feel something. If I'm bleeding and I'm reaching out and they're still just kicking the snot out of me, you feel something. And then we have redemption, right? We have our chance at
So, ahead of time before you go into the ring, right? So,
yeah.
like, Damo's in there with Hulk Hogan,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
He's in the news right now.
He is?
Well, he got booed out of a live event, big comeback. It was scandalous. It's everywhere
Really?
right now. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you guys are both in there.
Sure.
Have you guys spoken before you go in?
So to pull the curtain all the way back, I've never talked to anybody candid like this
Really? Like,
recorded, but I don't mind. I don't mind.
really, don't worry, no wrestlers are listening. I was kidding. I know you probably thought there was a million,
I
but
did. Thank you.
I was fucking
Thank you.
with you.
No, but what was the question?
I wanted to know, like, you and Hulk Hogan going into the ring,
Yeah, did we talk? So
or Stephen F. Austin. No, Stephen F.
not
Austin.
Stephen
What's
F.
his name?
Austin,
What's his name?
Steve Austin. I think you're right. He might be Frederick, middle name. No,
No,
so like it
that's like a
runs.
guy in our Texas, like,
Yeah,
history,
Stephen F.
right?
Austin. Yeah, is like the founding father of the Republic of Texas.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
knew that.
but yeah, sometimes we've talked. Some of these guys lay out every single step of the match. Some of these guys don't talk before. But no matter what happens, that story I told you about the development of Damo happens in the match too. You have to care, and I have to be in trouble.
But don't they also wanna look like they're in trouble?
I mean, there's storytelling devices. There's time for all that, but the basic story has to be is the good guy gonna be okay?
Are you the good guy?
I'm, I'm the good guy. I
No,
wouldn't be
but
a
I'm
bad guy.
no, but sorry if my question sounds so dumb. I'm just, like, so not
No,
in
I
this
love
world.
no.
I'm saying,
It's
like,
fine.
okay, so, like, some people might be fans of you, right?
Sure.
Going into the ring. Is that how it works? Like, when there's, like
Usually that usually they are. I'm a fan favorite. It sounds silly for me to say,
okay,
but
no, but I'm
yeah.
saying, like, but there might be some fan favorites of
Some people are just oppositional. They like the bad guy. Some people just genuinely like that guy,
that's what I'm saying.
but some people are
Or
gonna
or they're, like, generally known as being, like, a bad guy in this space, I'm saying.
yes, usually.
Okay, because I guess I'm thinking of it as, like, when you put, like, Jake Paul in there with, like who did he go with recently again? What's a big one?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm saying, like, some people
There was a good
One
guy and a bad guy.
there was?
Yeah, Paul was a bad guy.
He was?
He was the heel. Everybody wanted Tyson to smash him.
Oh, so I
Every
didn't know this. Okay.
well, but this is and so that and I thought he actually did his job really good. The Paul brothers are really good at what they do. He's the swarmy but
Oh, so I didn't know
believable.
all the stuff going on. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, that's just my opinion on something that they were promoting as a legitimate fight that was not. I mean, they legitimately fought, but it was a promotion.
Right.
That was pro wrestling. That was great pro wrestling.
Okay, so okay, now I'm getting it. So, like, they a lot of times you're going in, they like you. They want it's a story of, like, they want the good guy to win.
Yeah, and we don't always give them that, right? But the real drama comes.
But if you always gave it to them, they would have no interest in watching.
Right, right,
Which, by the way, anyone studying that's what we call a variable ratio schedule. If every single time there was a reinforcement of like, the guy won, like you're never gonna watch, right? The idea it's exciting because you're watching. And by the way, people studying for their test watch this or like listen to it and they're like,
sure,
oh, I understand these concepts now. But basically the idea is like I want to keep watching because like what if I win? What if they win the next time? What if I play the
right,
slot machine and the next time it wins? That's why
right.
people keep watching. So like you have to keep them entertained. You're not gonna do like the same thing every time.
You couldn't. Yeah,
Okay, so you're going in there, you're doing this, you're getting the audience, like, all excited, they don't know what's gonna happen that time, and you had
yes,
told me
ma'am.
the other day, you had said something about, like and I was like, "What?" You were telling me about, like, that you actually use a razor blade.
I don't. I never have. But there's rumors that some
Oh,
people have used a razor blade to cut their head to draw the blood that you see in wrestling matches. I mean, some guys do it the hard way and they knock them open. I mean, I'm not telling anybody anything that's not out there, but they'll use their knuckle and knock open the sweet, sweet little skin up here. You know,
because that's why you were telling me because Kobe had, like, split his head
it
open,
always bleeds.
and I was like, "Oh my god," I thought he, like, literally was gonna be like Harry
No,
Potter
it'll be
across, and you're
a
like, "No, it's a lot
portion.
of blood." And you're like,
It'll be a cut this big, nothing. Like I have no scars on my forehead. I bleed often, get beat up pretty often. I mean,
"This
I
is"
don't do that stuff, but other people. My
okay,
fights are all legit. In case you were
all legit.
wondering, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So and do you find that you're doing things that, like, you're like and this is something that I'm just wondering, like, as, like, my behavioral eyes coming
Sure.
in, I'm like, typically, let's say you do a move
Hmm.
and you get a lot of, like, cheering or the audience is into it and then whatever. Are you like, "I'm gonna use that one again in the future?" Like, is your brain, like, typically going there? Like, "Oh, wait, they
Absolutely.
love the armbar."
I'm always doing market research. Okay. I mean, this seems like the time to talk about wrestling nerd stuff. Like nobody, I would never talk about this with somebody because they don't care or it's not applicable and it's too secret. But this seems like maybe it
This
might
is a
be.
safe girly space. You
This
could
might,
say it, yeah.
yeah, this might be of some value. So we're telling a story out there, right? I'll pull the curtain all the way back. I know I said that earlier, but now let me be
Let's
honest.
open the curtain.
Open the curtain. We have to. The really greats at this are really kind of manipulating and reacting and reading behavior. So it's more than just like, yeah, that move was really good, I'm going to use it next time. It's more like that got a big reaction. Okay, I think I can get them a little bigger. Hit another move. Okay, I think that's as big as they can go. Or wait, they're lulling. I need to do this. Hey, come back on me. Change directions. Tell maybe the more inexperienced guy, all right, start beating me up. The crowd wants you to beat me up now, and the really good guys can go off crowd reaction and tell
Wait, this
a
is
great
fast
story.
this is, like, so behavioral, like, I don't even like the extent of it, like, you're but first of all, like, when something works and you're like, "Oh my god, the audience, like, loved that," that's reinforcement. There's, like, something that's we know reinforcement is when someone's going to engage in that behavior again, right? It's like, "That one worked, I'm gonna do it again," the same way, like, you tell a joke and people like it or, like, whatever it is, right? And they like it, you tell it again.
Sure,
Same with, like, your
sure,
like, one move, they were like, "Ugh," the audience literally did nothing, it was, like, dead, like,
right.
we say, like, "Okay, that behavior is on extinction," like, no one cared, like, most likely you're not gonna do it again. But what you're telling me, which is really interesting, is, like, what for anyone listening, this is actually, like, shaping his behavior. He's like, "Wait, they reacted to that, but I think I can get them to react a little more." So it's like, not only am I gonna do that chokehold, but I'm actually gonna do it. See how I come in?
Oh, nice. It works.
I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Oh, that's right. That's right. She fights.
Yeah. I I told you, I could probably get you in an armbar.
I knew you were going to say that. Like,
What? I could. I
okay.
literally
Okay.
I know you think I'm like a fragile little, like, lupus flower.
I think you're probably a great fighter. I just think I'm literally twice your size. I don't
Dude,
know.
but mine wasn't acting like yours.
Whoa. Whoa. I really wrestle. I really wrestle.
Were you on the wrestling team in high school?
I was playing football.
So, I was on the wrestling team.
You were on the wrestling team in high
Yes,
school?
at Plano West.
They kind of have a wrestling program.
No, I was not on the fucking wrestling team. You thought I was on the wrestling team?
That would really well.
I
You did.
I
You
did
did
Muay Thai for
jujitsu.
and jiu-jitsu. Okay.
No, that impresses me. That's good.
No, okay, so
That's good.
whatever. Like, I don't need to, like,
Weight classes are weight classes for a reason.
weight classes are weight classes for a reason. Okay, so the point is that, like, it's literally shaping your behavior exactly. So you have them, like, you're like, okay, so when I put them in this, I said, what did I call it? I said a chokehold,
You know the chokehold.
right? And you're like, oh, they did it, but you know what? Now I'm gonna do it where I, like, maybe do it a little longer. Like, I increase the duration because it actually, like, gets a higher reaction. Like, you might be hearing, like, the magnitude of the audience, or maybe I'm
You
going
gotta wait
to
till they
slim down,
chant.
right? Like, all these different things. So,
Gotta wait
like,
till they chant, and then you can work up.
would you say,
This
like,
is the secret.
but this is, like, what's happening. Like,
Sure.
so obviously from when you started doing this to where you are now, you've probably gotten a lot better at, like, essentially controlling the
Oh, I had
audience.
no idea how to do it. I was having older, more experienced people telling me what to do and listening, and you're kind of, yeah, you get an ear for it after a while.
So, like, there's, like, a learning history here.
Sure, sure. I still think I'm getting better at it
You do?
every time I do it.
I mean, yeah, because, I mean, it's the same even, like, when I'm doing, like, a class, I'm teaching classes all the time, I'm like, "Ugh, the students like that joke,"
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
or, like, "I'm gonna tell
Sure.
that one again," or, like, "They literally didn't give a shit about that one."
And students change, and I'm sure, but crowds change, and not every crowd's the same. So like sometimes what worked didn't work as good, and but the principles still remain the same. You'll go back to the well, try something else.
So, are you, like, okay, I know if I'm doing something in, like, South Texas,
Sure,
that kinda audience is really into,
sometimes,
like, you're
sometimes.
able, like, to discriminate between,
Oh yeah,
like, Oklahoma are gonna love, like, are the Oklahoma people, like, you're like, "I know they're Sooners, they love Sooner jokes."
so yeah. When I'm Oklahoma, like it says Texas on my butt and all everything. I've learned, and I'm a baby face. I'm a good guy, and I don't want them to boo me. But there's a big rivalry. If I come out and I go like that, and I just take the Longhorn symbol and put it down, they know immediately. Clap for this guy. He's our guy. He likes OU. He's here. He's from Texas, but he ain't bad. But it's like, but there's different markets too. Like the crowds in the country are really, really easy and really, really responsive. And it's like punch, cheer, punch. Oh, boo the bad guy, right? And the crowds in the city, like they want to see blood. They want somebody to die. They don't, and they're harder to.
Do you think this is partially because, like, let's say you're, like, just even thinking from, like, a simulation point of view, right? Let's say, like, you're in, I don't know, I'm just thinking, like, I know Dallas to you is, like, the city, but I'm saying, like, let's say, like, you're, by the way, when I walked into the gym day 1, he's like, "You're from New York, right?" I was like, "No."
I did think that. And Dallas is the city. What does that mean when you say? What does that mean?
I'm thinking, like, someone in New York City, it's, like, super stimulating, there's so much going on, it's like, for you to entertain me, you're gonna have to do a fucking lot. Like,
Well,
I
no,
already see,
yeah,
like, so much going on here, like, this dancer on the side of the street
right,
is
yeah,
more entertaining than you. But,
right.
like, if you have these people in the country who are literally, like, you telling me about a town the other day that had 35 people in it, the bar is probably lower. Like, they're like, "Yeah!"
They're very appreciative.
That's what I'm saying. So, like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, you're
No,
like, if I'm
absolutely.
saying, imagine if you're doing
Well,
something in Dallas, like, there's just, like, there's more competition.
yes, I do think that's exactly it. There's like there's so much stuff to do around here, but it's also and the small towns are appreciative of having just anything to do, even if they're not wrestling fans. They'll come, but there's also a difference in psychology in these people. In the country, it's a very easy good guy, bad guy, good guy, big punch, and everybody's going to cheer, right? In the city, they might like the bad guy because he's funny. You know what I'm saying? He's like cool, whatever. He's like Bart Simpson or something. And
Like,
like,
they're, like, more like simple folk. Like in the country, like good guy, bad guy.
I think, yeah, a little bit more simple, a little bit more simple, but not unintelligent.
No, I'm not
It's
saying
like,
that. I'm just saying like
I don't even mean the people. I mean, like, you can't give them straight ahead. You give it straight ahead, good guy, bad guy, but it's it's what we do is got to be presented in a way that they haven't seen before, right? Even though you got 5 tools in your toolbox that you can put in different orders, and it gets hard to put those in different orders,
right.
right? So, and the nuance becomes to the little things like how you can connect. Okay, for example, on my way into, I wrestled in a town called Moody, and I on
Where's this in
Saturday.
Texas?
It's in Texas, in the hill country. It's a beautiful place north of Austin,
Okay.
and I had wrestled in a nearby town last year, and I'd stopped at this restaurant called Lucy's, and I'd found out that like everybody in that little area loved this little restaurant called Lucy's, and so I went back to Lucy's and made friends and got a Lucy shirt. And when I came through the curtain, I had a cut off Lucy shirt. So these country people, they know this restaurant. They don't know what really this wrestling show is. They see a guy in a cowboy hat and he's wearing a Lucy shirt
You've connected with them already.
instantly. I mean,
Pairing. That's hardcore
instantly.
pairing.
So it's like to be able to really in this like internet age, I was having trouble finding the words, but it's simple, but it's not. You have to approach it kind of intelligently. You have to figure out how to connect with these people. You
Yeah,
know
and
what I
it's
mean?
gonna differ by and anyone like if you're listening, this is like classic like discrimination training, right? When you're like learning, like, okay, when I'm in this environment, I'm gonna, I'm gonna connect with them like this. Like if you're around like younger, what's the gen now?
The beta just started like 2 days ago.
Oh shit. Okay, so I don't
Yeah.
even know. But like I saw this thing like a teacher the other day, I think on TikTok. It was like she was using like, here's your new grading rubric. And it was like all these like what are like the cool words now? I don't even know. But it was like instead of being like great, awesome, excellent, it was like, what would they be?
Sick.
Riz, like mad Riz.
Skibbity. That's
Yeah, like what was it?
skibbity.
Skivity? How do
Yeah.
you oh, because your daughter.
My son.
But your son's 3.
5.
He grew 2 years this past week? He was
No,
always 5.
no. I just always compare him to your son.
Oh, so I assumed he was 3.
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so, like, it's like so you're having to, like, read the like and this is basic, like, what we call in, like, behavior, like and also, like, a lot of times we're working with clients, we're like, "Hey, like, listen, you could use that language when you're around your friends, but, like, when you're around someone else, like, you're not talking like that," right? It's the same
Sure.
thing that you're
Sure.
doing. You're, like,
Right.
reading, you know,
The kids call it code switching.
code switching. I mean,
Is
that
that
is
right?
I
Or did I say something really
no, 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 no,
controversial? You looked
no.
at me crazy.
No, I think that is like, I mean, I'm that's not a behavioral term, but I think it is
Yeah.
exactly code switch. Like, you're
Slang.
switching yeah, you're switching to, like,
Yeah.
what fits the vibe.
Right. Right.
You're doing a vibe check,
Right.
and and I'm pretty sure you'd learn pretty quickly if you said the wrong thing at the wrong place.
Well, you get negative feedback. There's levels to
But
negative
also,
feedback
isn't
too.
sometimes booing good? Or no, only if you're the bad
If
guy.
you're a bad guy, you want them to boo. Absolutely. But I mean, booing's good. Like as a good guy, I know booing's good sometimes. If I'm laying on the mat and I'm bleeding and they're putting the boots to me and the house is just so loud. They are booing and they mean it. Maybe they're throwing trash. I'm I know this is good. I know this is really good because we've elicited the emotion that in this case is going to result in ticket sales and merch sales.
Is that the ultimate goal? Like, let's see if people get them more invested, like, that
Yeah.
this sells.
That we, I mean, wrestling. I mean, I do it because I'm passionate about it. I'm a fan of it. But like the only way it exists is
Yeah.
profit motive, right? So they want to sell T-shirts. They want your tickets, but hopefully everybody's enriched by the whole experience. You know.
It's I mean, it's crazy because it's just I mean, everything you're doing, I like, as I always say on the show, like, so many things that, like, are behavioral that, like, you're using your language, we're using ours, but it's the exact same shit we're talking about. But this is really amazing because you literally are, like, the person controlling the entire, like, "Okay, now you guys are happy. Now you guys are sad. Now you guys are cheering."
we're not in like behavioral sciences or anything.
You're not, but that's what's
We're
happening.
meatheads, and we're probably doing this at the lowest level. But I think it's kind of interesting what we do, and we do it live, and we do it on the fly, and based on the feedback people are giving us. I don't think many.
But you're not necessarily meatheads, because what you might be doing is that you literally are completely doing behavior analysis stuff and being like, you know what? We just made a fuck ton more money when we added this part in,
Right.
right? Like you're testing the variables.
Most of these guys are meatheads.
They are.
I'll just
So
tell
you're
you
just a
that, yeah.
genius there.
I'm a meathead.
You are?
I classify. I mean, I'm
What is it? Can you operationally define?
10-year power lifter. I basically live in the gym. All my friends are power lifters still. I perform in my underwear. I'm a wrestler. I mean, I'm a sophisticated meathead, but I'll wear that. I'm a meathead.
You're proud. Okay, so can you
Yeah.
show us any of your accessories that you brought with us today?
Okay,
That's what I want to do. Before we wrap up, I want to see some of the
She
accessories.
knows I brought her a surprise, but I haven't shown her.
I was like, whoa, there's a whole briefcase here? Do you always bring the briefcase?
Not always. Just when I do podcast, you gotta hold it.
I'll hold it. Okay.
Whoa. I just brought.
Are these your favorite ones?
Well, these are the ones that I'm carrying right now. And
Can someone take these back ever, or you have them forever?
if I lose them, that they would carry them until. Try to show these around a little bit.
Oh wait, so would
I just wanted
someone
to brag.
one day will someone get this, or you? So yours
I
to
would
own
have
forever.
to lose for them to get it.
But like one day you're gonna get old.
I have been.
They smell good. They smell like cologne or something.
That one's very, very nice. So I've got 3 of these right now. I mean, I've had a promoter give me a gift of my own copy of the belt before.
Oh, like it actually is like
that was
someone
a very
could
nice
take.
gift that he gave me. But
This just shows how not sporty I am. Like I was like, oh wait, so this is essentially like like the Stanley Cup like travels, right? Like in hockey.
yeah.
That's
And so this is like the Stanley Cup. Usually, so if I lost a match, he would have this until the next winter. Yeah.
I'm so not like sporty.
But sometimes they'll
wild.
give you one. Sometimes they make you one. They give you one.
Oh my god! So this is amazing. Maybe I'm gonna get some pics of myself wearing this. For like promo for the show.
We need to. Yeah.
Promo. Okay, I love this. Well, Damo, thank you so much for coming. Right after this, we're going to work out together.
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna
workout.
Have a beer workout. Do you want this?
I'll take it for the road.
Okay, it's a vodka seltzer. You seem like the type to drink like a little like princess grapefruit drink. I had like a choice. I had this or Starbucks, and I chose.
I prefer Coors Light beer, but it's the biggest cringe in the world when somebody won't drink a kind of beer because it's not their kind of beer. Just drink the beer, guys.
But what about this is not a beer. This is a vodka seltzer.
No, I drink that. Just drink whatever it is.
But what about like don't mix beer before liquor? Never been sicker.
Based on what?
Beer before liquor, never been sicker.
That's not science. That's like there's nothing bad. Are you gonna? I mean, listen. Just
like I took this here just to essentially pair with you that I seem cool. Like I had a drink too, but
I'm not an expert, but I am an expert drinker, and I'll give you some advice if you're listening. Like beer,
Blue Moon's lame.
It's all right. It's a beer, but don't worry about mixing stuff. There's just a limit to how many beers you can have, how many alcoholic beverages you can have before you are sick.
Thank you so much for this advice. Anyone listening, this is like pro advice.
I cannot cringe. I cringe so bad when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm never drinking tequila after I drink beer. It's the worst." It's like, no, you had 16 drinks. You have alcohol poisoning. Just relax. If you have 5 drinks, if you have 3 drinks, I don't care if you mix every one of them. You're going to be fine.
That's a very parsimonious explanation. Thank you. He's literally a behavior analyst at heart. We'll have to put him in some of the classes. Everything he's saying is very behavioral and
get me certified. Let's go.
You'll love my classes. You'll be so entertained.
I like learning.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I'll get you some. We get you access to it. But thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. You guys know where you could find us. You could find us on our website, behaviorbitches.com. You could send in any topics you want, anything you want along those lines. You can find us on Instagram at Behavior Bitches Podcast, on Facebook at Behavior Bitches Podcast. Wait, sorry, side note. Are we doing Patreon or no? Our Patreon is starting to get more fun and behind the scenes, and we're actually giving it the attention it deserves. So if you have been a Patreon member, thank you so much. If you're wanting to get into it now's the time because it's getting juicy, I'm telling you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, love you. Yes?
At Texas Damo.
Oh my God, I meant to. Let me ask you that. Let me ask you that.
Ask me that.
Okay, sorry. I always do that. It actually says it here, and I didn't turn the page. All right, so Damo, where could anyone find you if they wanna follow you? And also, his butt in these jeans, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, like, do you have any pictures of your butt posted on your Instagram?
Yeah, I do. It's at Texas Damo. Let me tell you, at Texas Damo, Damo. I got okay. Listen, the other day I got like 300 follows in a row from really weird accounts, and I had no idea what was going on. And then like over the next 2 days, like it wasn't that intense, but it kept trickling in. And I finally figured there's a site, there's an Instagram account called Wrangler Butts.
Is this a thing?
This is a thing. You need to look it up. You're gonna die laughing. They post like they were posting my content in their stories
Of your butt?
of
Oh, I thought I just noticed this today walking in. No, people like, is this a thing? Is Wrangler butts a thing?
Wrangler Butts is a thing. I
Oh,
didn't I didn't know. They found me and like so I've got a bunch of like of the weirdest people following my wrestling Instagram, which is Texas Damo, TEXASDAMO. Come follow me. We're a good time. You can see all the wrestlers. We're having fun over there.
okay, so go follow, we're also put in the show notes, anyone can follow, you can just click
Okay.
it right there and
Thank
get there, so at Texas Damo,
you.
like that. Okay, you
On
guys,
everything. Whatever.
everything. Are you on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok. I do good on TikTok.
I know. Whenever I try giving him, like, feedback, he's like, "Dude, trust me, I know social better than you." I'm like, "Okay,
I don't
damn it."
say that.
Yeah, you say things like that, like, "Trust me, I got the people," whatever. Anyways, guys, go check it out, and that's all we have for you today. As always, love you, mean it.